Hey everyone, it's Boy Meets Walk. We're counting down 8 days until the Chinese New Year by cooking a traditional can't miss dish every day. I've got my New Year oxes on the line. Let's get started. Today, we're going to be making steamed whole striped bass with a ginger and scallion sauce. We're going to start by measuring out our sauce mix. To a little under a quarter cup of water, I'm going to add a healthy pinch of salt, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and about a quarter cup of light soy sauce. This is just under half a cup of liquid, which should be plenty for our fish. Give everything a good stir, and let's move on to our dry ingredients. We're going to slice up and julienne some ginger. I want about 3 to 4 tablespoons total, but I'm going to stuff the fish as well as flavor my sauce, so a little extra is certainly okay. Grab 2 scallions, separate the greens and the whites. We're actually going to be using these at different points during our dish. The greens are going to go on top as a garnish, the whites are going to be put in as part of our sauce. Slice both and keep them separate as part of the prep. Finally, I'm going to halve and slice 1 shallot, as well as chop up some cilantro stems. All of these ingredients are going to serve as both or either garnishes and ingredients for our sauce. When all prep is done, I'm expecting to see about a tablespoon of cilantro roots, 3 tablespoons of julienne or sliced ginger, the green and white portions of our scallions, the sliced shallots, and our sauce. And with that, we're ready to start prepping our fish. I tend to start caring for my fish with a simple paper towel. Fish often come with lots of moisture involved, and I find that drying that up is a necessary step to cleanly cooking a fish. This is a striped bass I got at the fish market this morning. You'll note that the fish market already gutted, scaled, and removed the fins and gills for me. This is a perfect fish to use for this dish. Not only is it a popular favorite, it's got really great flesh, it holds up very well, and it's the perfect size for this as well. Despite the fish market cleaning it for me, that's not going to stop me from giving the fish a good pat down, getting familiar with the shape and texture, and running the back of my knife across the skin, as I'm always going to find some scales left over. So predictable. Sure enough, I'm going to use my knife to scrape those scales off. If necessary, be sure to check around the fins and towards the bottom of the fish. With our fish clean, I'm going to wipe down my cutting board, get the fish back on here because we have one final step before cooking. I'm going to score both sides of the fish, which helps the fish to cook evenly, and it also gives me a really unique flavor pocket as well. I'm going to insert some julienne ginger into the body cavity as well as the score marks of the fish. This is a great little technique you can use to insert some flavor through the steaming process without really causing too much impact to the fish or needing to make a stuffing. Alright, with that, our fish is ready to steam. For steaming, I'm going to be using a flat bottom non-stick wok with a couple of ramekins to keep my plate up out of the water, but low enough that I can close the lid. Due to the size of the fish, a traditional steamer pot may not hold the fish end to end. Cover on, we're going to steam for about 9 minutes. Uh-oh, looks like our time is up. We should check on our fish. Letting the steam clear, it looks like we're all done. I'm going to put the lid back on at an angle and then take the wok off to the side while I prepare the sauce. This is going to keep the fish somewhat warm, but not a furious boil. In a small saucepan, heat up 2 tablespoons of a neutral oil like grapeseed oil, add the remainder of our julienne ginger, and cook until very fragrant and it starts to crisp up. I'm going to add in my shallot slices with this, followed very quickly by the whites from the green onion. This sauce won't take too long. I'm really just extracting flavors in the hot oil by bringing all of these ingredients together. After about 30 seconds, I'm going to add the liquid components of our sauce. Now we're going to reduce this by about 25 to 30%, stirring constantly so that it doesn't burn. Overall, this sauce should take about a minute or 2 as most of the ingredients remain fairly fresh and I don't want my fish to get cold. Let's go ahead and start to plate up. I've transferred my fish into a bowl and I just love the presentation aspect and I want something to capture all that sauce. I'm going to start by covering it with the green from the scallions and then layering my sauce over top. I'm going to scoop out the vegetables to serve them with. The excess sauce here goes really well with rice, which we conveniently had on hand. I hope you enjoyed cooking this together. I encourage you to try your own version of steamed fish and always experiment with new flavors. Thanks for watching. Follow me for more.